Hey yogins, so welcome back for another power yoga class. This class is going to include the Trikonasana or a triangle pose. This helps us create strength in the legs, also flexibility. Just helps us work on our form and alignment, kind of our discipline. So it's a great posture. We'll also do variations of Vasisthasana, which is the side plank. This helps with our core strength, especially our obliques, so these muscles in the side of the torso. It really helps strengthen those. And then we'll also look at variations of Vriksasana, which is the tree pose. And this helps us with our standing balance, strengthen the legs once again, and also our coordination. Balance is really, really important, especially as we begin to age. Modern shoes really do a number on our feet and our lower legs. So many of us really are not very good with balance, so this will help us with that. I really want to thank my patrons on Patreon and everyone who has contributed to help me continue making these videos. If you enjoy them, please give a like, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and please leave any questions or comments below. Thank you so much and enjoy the class. Namaste. Find a comfortable seat. And allow your eyes to close. Imagine you have a thread at the crown of your head pulling you up toward the ceiling. Feel your spine straighten and elongate. But allow all the muscles in your face and shoulders to relax. Allow your body to begin to become very still and quiet. And notice what this reveals. Oftentimes when the body is still, we begin to notice the movement in our mind and the restlessness in our heart. If you experience these things, don't feel that you need to try and fix or change them right now. Just simply acknowledge their presence and welcome them as a part of this experience. Regardless of what you find in your heart and your mind, begin to notice that your body is breathing. Before you try and change your breathing, just allow yourself to notice the depth and the rhythm that is there naturally. Does the breath feel forced or easy? Then begin to deepen your breathing. Inhale, fill the belly, the ribs, and then the upper chest. Exhale and reverse this. Breathing deeply and rhythmically without any sound or noise. After you've established this deep, full inhalation and exhalation, begin to add a sound at the back of your throat. When this is done properly, the breath becomes even slower. Continue breathing in this way, and with your next exhalation, come forward into a tabletop position on all fours. On the inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, and let the crown of the head lift up. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, and bring the crown of the head down. Once you feel you've warmed up your spine and torso a little, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come into downward facing dog. In downward dog, pedal your feet, roll over your toes, circle the ankles, bend the knees, and possibly even kick the legs as a means to warm up this part of your body. Once you feel you've done that effectively, come into your full expression of down dog. Hands shoulder width, fingers spread wide, palms firmly planted, and chest actively drawing toward the toes, feet hip distance and heels reaching toward the ground. With our exhale, we'll walk our feet toward the hands, coming into a ragdoll. You may grab the opposite elbow and try and just let your body relax as much as possible as you dangle freely, letting gravity gently stretch the back of your body. You can bend the knees, sway the hips, nod and shake the head. Then with the arms relaxed on inhalation, gradually roll up to standing, stacking ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. Once standing, let's bring the feet together, and on an inhalation, draw our arms up, touch palms, and lift the heart, coming into standing back bend. Take a few breaths as you lengthen from your pubic bone through your chin. Inhale, coming back to center, and as you exhale, release into a forward fold. Bring the palms flat and bend the knees as much as necessary. On the inhale, come to your fingertips or take hands to the shins as you reach the crown of the head toward the wall in front of you, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, plant the hands and step to the top of a push-up for plank pose. In plank, position the wrists directly below your shoulders and actively press the ground away from you. Align your ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels in one straight line. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, drop your knees and lower down about halfway. Feel your elbows hug the ribs and take a breath here. With the next exhalation, come the rest of the way down. And as you inhale, press the tops of your feet and your palms into the ground as you lift your head, neck, and chest for Cobra. As you exhale, lower back down, press back to tabletop and then to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in downward facing dog. From downward dog, inhale to the toes, look between your hands, and as you exhale, make your way to the front edge of the mat. On your inhalation, come all the way to standing back bend. And as you exhale, grab your right wrist with your left hand, send your hips to the right as you pull your arm to the left, coming into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale back to center and exhale, again lengthening from your hip through your wrist. Inhale back to center and exhale into forward fold. Inhale to half lift and exhale to the top of a push-up. With your knees down, push-ups are about 30% easier, and when doing push-ups, the most important thing is bending your arms deeply to that 90 or right angle. So if you need to drop the knees to do that, please do so. Otherwise, with the knees up, take a deep breath, shift your weight forward, exhale halfway down. Then, inhale for upward dog, straightening the arms and the legs and coming into a back bend. As you exhale, try and pull both feet in at the same instant as you draw your hips up and back, returning to downward facing dog. In downward dog, inhale to the toes, look between your hands, and exhale, step, jump, or float to the front edge of the mat. Inhale back to standing back bend. Exhale into half moon. Inhale back to center and exhale to the other side. Inhale back to center and exhale as you sit into an imaginary seat for chair pose, Utkatasana. Let's take a deep breath and we'll exhale into a forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, and this time as you exhale, see if you can step, jump, or float to the bottom of a push-up. Inhale to up dog, or you could repeat cobra. And then if you're able, exhale, put a push-up in on your way out. Otherwise, just come straight back to down dog. Or you could use tabletop to make that transition a little easier. Let's bring the feet to touch here, and we'll inhale the right leg up and back. So we exhale, we'll pull the knee in against the belly,
out to the right and back behind us as we make a few large circles with the knee. Do a few in one direction and then do a few in the opposite direction. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, lunge that foot between your hands. Drop your back heel to the ground so that the front heel intersects the back foot at the heel or the arch. The back foot should be at an angle and firmly planted in the ground. With your inhalation, come on up to Virabhadrasana II, or Warrior II pose. In this posture, you'd like the front foot and knee pointing straight ahead. The back leg is straight. The pelvis and the chest face the left wall. The fingertips reach forward and backward, and the arms go parallel with the ground. The shoulders are relaxed and the gaze is right over the front fingertips. From here, we'll take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, cartwheel down to the bottom of a push-up, making our way to downward facing dog. In downward dog, let's bring feet to touch, and we'll inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale the knee toward your belly, out to the left and back behind you several times. And then do a few in the opposite direction. Now take a deep breath and exhale, lunge. Again, make sure the alignment of the feet is correct, and then inhale as you come up into a Warrior II. Make sure your front knee is over the heel. Your left thigh is approaching parallel with the ground. You can feel that leg beginning to fatigue and the back leg stretching. Let's take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, cartwheel down to the bottom of a push-up, making your way back to downward facing dog. From downward dog, we'll exhale down to hands and knees. And we'll take a look at side plank or Vasisthasana. Coming onto your left side, position your elbow directly below your shoulder. And then take your legs and straighten them out so that your legs line up with your torso. The shoulders, the hips, the knees, and the heels all stack one above the other. Then engage the left shoulder so you are actively pressing the ground away from you, very much like you would do in plank pose. Take your hand to your hip, and with an inhalation, draw the hips up. Imagine a straight line, your nose, the chest, pubic bone, knees, and heels intersecting each of those points. Extend the right arm up and look up. Now this is just a little bit too much for you. Try bending the knees and doing it this way instead. Much easier that way. You can do it this way until you build the strength in the shoulder, and then you can straighten the legs. So exhale, we'll come down and we'll do the other side. Okay, so again, it depends on your strength and ability today, whether you have the legs straight or bent. We'd like a nice straight line here, not a curve, so the hips might not be as high as you could lift them. Good. Exhale, come on down. And then you can either press straight back to downward dog or take a vinyasa to get there. From down dog, inhale to the toes, look between your hands, and exhale to the front edge of your mat. Inhale up to standing back bend, and then exhale, hands to your heart. Once you're here, bend your right knee and then place the sole of the foot either onto the ankle, the calf, or onto the thigh above the knee. The only position you don't want it to be on is pressing onto the knee joint. This is tree pose. You can stay here or draw your arms up and grow some branches and leaves for your tree. Let's take a deep breath, and as we exhale, release the tree pose. Side two, shifting weight onto the right foot. Again, there are several positions for the left foot. It just sort of depends on your abilities. 2 recommendations I can make to help you with balance if you're having trouble is keep your eyes on one point. Keep your breath steady. And focus on your breathing rather than what your body is doing. Exhale and release tree pose. Inhale, standing back bend. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale to the bottom of your push-up, making your way to downward dog. In down dog, let's bring our feet to touch, and we'll inhale the right leg up and back for three-legged dog pose. Have the foot flexed, the toes, knee, and hip pointing toward the ground. Keep the leg straight and lifted, but keep your right hip down. Take a deep breath and exhale as you lunge, and then inhale up to Warrior Two. From Warrior Two, inhale up into this position, which is called Stupa, which is like a Buddhist monument. And then exhale, come down into Goddess pose. In Goddess, try and have your knees and feet pointing in the same direction. Drop down so that your knees are directly over your heels. Let the arms mirror what you're doing with your legs. And try and keep your shoulders and face relaxed. Let's inhale, we'll come back up to Stupa, and exhale as we sink into the Goddess, maybe a little bit further this time.
And one more time, let's inhale as we come all the way back up to standing, and we'll exhale even further. Try and feel the inside of the thighs stretching and the top and back of the thighs fatiguing. Let's inhale back up, and as we exhale, we'll cartwheel down to the bottom of a push-up, making our way back to downward dog. From down dog, let's bring feet to touch, and we'll inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged dog pose. Take a deep breath, exhale, lunge, and inhale to Warrior Two. From Warrior Two, inhale, come up to Stupa, and exhale to Goddess. This time, inhale your right heel off the ground as you sink your hips into it. You might feel the legs shake. Try and stay relaxed, even if it does. Good. Inhale back up to standing, and exhale back into Goddess. Inhale the opposite heel up and sink the hips down. Good. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing, and as you exhale, sink into the pose. Inhale, both heels come up this time. Good. Let's inhale all the way back up, and we exhale as we cartwheel down to the bottom of our push-up. Okay, now we'll come into a modified side plank. Coming down to the hands and knees, roll over onto your left side, keeping the knee down, generally directly below the hips, more or less, the hand directly below the shoulder, and stack the right hip and shoulder above the left hip and shoulder, and then extend the arm up. Okay, so this is a very easy variation of side plank for most people. To make it slightly more challenging, take the top foot, place it on the ground, and take the bottom leg and straighten it out completely. Use the top leg to regulate how much weight you are bearing with the leg versus the muscles in your torso. Good. Exhale, come on down and come over to the other side. Again, you can start with this very easy variation. In fact, it's so easy that you may not actually get much benefit by doing it. So my recommendation is, if you are at all able, do this variation instead. Good. Exhale and make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward dog, let's inhale to the toes. We exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhaling all the way up to standing. We again exhale our hands to the heart.
Shifting weight to your right foot, bend the left knee, and you are welcome to repeat the tree pose as you've done before, or this time you place the foot into the hip crease of the opposite leg. So this is your right leg into the hip crease of the left leg. Now you can hold the foot with your left hand, but if you're able, try reaching around and actually binding the foot with your right hand. Then take your left hand and extend it straight up. Take a nice deep breath and exhale as you release that side. And then try it on the other side. Remember to challenge yourself, but not too much. There should be no pain in the knee or the ankle as you do this. You might lose your balance, and that's fine. If you're always able to do, say, the regular tree pose perfectly, then I suggest it's time to start trying this variation, even if you end up falling as a result. Let's take a nice deep breath, and we'll exhale as we release the pose. Inhale to standing back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, crow or handstand, and exhale to the bottom of a push-up, making your way to downward dog. In down dog, we'll bring our feet to touch. We're going to inhale the right leg up and back. As we exhale, we'll touch the knee high up on the right arm. Just take a breath there. Let's inhale that leg up and back, and we'll exhale the knee to our nose or chin or forehead. Take a breath. Let's inhale that leg up and back, and we'll exhale as we tap or touch the opposite arm. Inhale the leg up and back, and exhale as you lunge. Inhale up into Warrior Two. And then from there, the next inhalation, come up into Stupa. As you exhale, sink down into Goddess. Make sure you feel the legs as you do that. Then inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, come into a Warrior Two facing the back wall. And then inhale to a reverse or peaceful warrior pose. In this pose, the legs are pretty much identical to the warrior. The change is in the upper body as you reach up and back, stretching from the left waist all the way up through the left wrist. You can have the right hand rest on the leg, or you can reach up and perhaps enhance the stretching by holding the wrist and actually pulling with that arm. Good. Exhale back to Warrior Two. Inhale up to Stupa. And exhale, cartwheel down to the bottom of a push-up. Let's do the other side. So feet touching. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to the arm. Take a breath. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale the knee to your nose, chin, or forehead. Take a breath. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale to the opposite arm. Take a breath. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale and lunge. Inhale to warrior two. Take a breath. Inhale up to stupa and exhale to goddess. Inhale back up and exhale to warrior two facing the back wall. And then inhale to reverse or peaceful warrior. Inhale back up, exhale up. Inhale to stupa. Exhale to goddess. Inhale back up and exhale as you cartwheel down to the bottom of your push-up. Now we come to the classic side plank. So from down dog, try bringing your feet together. And then very carefully rolling over onto your side and stacking. Again, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. If this is a little too unstable, you can take the top foot and just bring it forward like that, and hopefully you won't be quite as wobbly. Try looking up. Good. Exhale, come on down and roll over to the other side. Coming into down dog. Again, you should be able to basically roll over into side plank from a downward dog position. Good. Let's exhale and make our way back to downward dog. From down dog, inhale to the toes and exhale to the front edge of your mat. Inhale to standing back bend and exhale, hands to the heart once again. Okay, now we'll take a look at Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottansana, the standing variation. So again, we shift weight to our left foot. Take the right foot and place it into the hip crease. You can hold with the hand or reach around and bind with the right hand. Okay, so far it's the same as the last time we did this. Then we inhale the arm up, and then here is the difference. You can exhale and hinge from the hips, gradually coming down into a forward fold. Once you're folded forward, you can keep the hand on the ground to help with stability, but to challenge your balance more, you can try grabbing the ankle or the leg. Inhale as gracefully as you can, come back up to standing, and as you exhale, release the pose. Try again on the other side, same exact thing.
Use an inhalation to gradually come all the way back up to standing, and use your exhalation to release the pose. The next inhale, let's come all the way up to standing back bend, and as we exhale, release into forward fold. Inhale to half lift, and exhale, bottom of your push-up, making your way to downward dog. In downward dog, let's bring our feet to touch, and we'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, touch the knee high up on the arm. Inhale, lifting it. Exhale to the center. Inhale, and exhale to the opposite arm. Kick that foot out. Drop the back heel and inhale to a fallen triangle. Very similar to side plank in many ways, and a great preparation for the side plank. Let's take a deep breath. We'll exhale that hand back down. Inhale the leg up and back. And exhale as we lunge. And on our inhalation, we come up to a warrior two. The next inhale, we'll straighten the front knee completely. Pivot our hands to face the left wall. And as we exhale, we extend and reach forward. Notice how the sides of my body are very long here. So I come down as much as I can, keeping that length. And then when I begin to round my spine, instead I'm just going to keep it straight and pivot my arms into position for Trikonasana. Notice that the legs, the sides of the torso, and the arms are all straight. Reach through the crown of the head, extending the spine, and try looking up. Good. From here, you can inhale up to warrior two and exhale, cartwheel down to the bottom of a push-up. From downward dog, we'll bring the feet to touch. We're going to inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, knee high up on the arm. Inhale. Exhale to the center. Inhale. And exhale to the opposite arm. Kick it out, drop the heel. And inhale this arm up into fallen triangle pose. Good, let's exhale that hand back down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale there. With the next inhale, straighten the knee, pivot the arms, and exhale into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Let's inhale back up and exhale as we cartwheel down to the bottom of our push-up. Coming back to down dog. Let's again bring our feet to touch and we'll come into a classic side plank. And to take things one step further, we can place this foot into a tree position. Good. Let's exhale and make our way to the other side. This is Vasisthasana. And we're doing a Vriksasana or tree pose in Vasisthasana.
Good. Exhale and make your way back to downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale to your toes and exhale. Make your way to the front edge of your mat. And then inhale all the way back up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now, this time, you can repeat any of the variations of the tree that we've explored. But if you'd like to take things one step further, bringing your right foot into, again, the hip crease of the left leg, you can do toe stand. And you do this by inhaling your arms up and then exhaling and folding over. This time bending the knee and squatting down onto the ball of your standing leg. And then if you're able, you bring your hands to your heart and balance on your toes. Then, with an inhalation, gradually make your way back up to standing. And exhale as you release that side. So same thing on the other side. This is Padangusthasana. Good. Use an inhalation to gradually come on up. And exhale, release that pose. Good. Inhale all the way up to our standing back bend. And exhale to the forward fold. And gradually make your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, from our downward dog, go ahead and bring your feet to touch. Sorry, I'm facing the wrong way. Feet touching. We'll inhale the right leg up and back, bend the knee, and open up the hip. And if you feel comfortable doing so, you can flip your dog over. And once you're flipped, try moving the arm that's in the air, making big circles. And then with an exhalation, go ahead and lunge. And inhale up to a warrior two. Inhale and exhale to a triangle pose. And then take a nice deep breath. And with the next exhalation, transition into balancing half moon pose. So just like in side plank, the hips and shoulders stack. The left foot is flexed. The toes, the knee, and the hip are pointing to the left wall along with the chest. The arms are basically in a 6 o'clock position. Again, reaching through the crown of the head, nice and long spine. Whoops. All right, let's take a deep breath and we'll exhale bottom of the push-up. Making our way back to down dog. Let's try that on the other side. So we inhale, left leg up and back, bend the knee, open the hip, and just maybe we flip that dog over. Take a nice deep breath and exhale as you lunge. Inhale to a warrior two. The next inhale, straighten the leg and exhale to Trikonasana. Take another deep breath there and exhale to balancing half moon. Take a nice deep breath, exhale to the bottom of your push-up. Make your way to down dog. And from down dog, let's take one last look at our side plank. Okay, and to make it even more challenging, we can lift the top leg. This is called a starfish. Good. Exhale. Make your way to the other side. Once again, if starfish is a little much for you today, just explore any of the other variations that you find somewhat challenging. Good. Exhale. Come back down and make your way to downward dog. From down dog, we'll inhale to the toes and exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhale up to standing and exhale, hands to the heart. Let's see if we can turn our bound tree into an arm balance. So taking that right foot into the hip crease of the left leg. And then from there coming down, and I'll turn this way, hopefully that'll let you see. I'm going to bend my arms and rest the shin of both legs against the arms. I look forward and very gradually shift weight off of my standing leg, eventually retracting that leg. Good. Let's inhale all the way back up to standing. And exhale, release that. And we'll just try it on the other side. This time I'll try facing forward. Let you see from this angle. Okay, so the shins rest on the back of the arms. Gaze forward. And just shift the weight until you can lift the foot. Good. Let's inhale all the way back up to standing. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And we'll exhale, just right on back onto our back. Let's draw our legs in rather, give them a little squeeze. Moving around a bit, massaging the back against the ground, making circles with the knees, rocking side to side or forward and back. Then we take the arms and extend them, and we drop the knees to the left as we look to our right. And just letting the breath be completely natural now. Let's inhale those knees back to center, and we'll exhale them off to the other side. This is called Jathara Parivartanasana. Inhaling, we'll draw those knees back to center. Let's grab the soles of our feet for happy baby. And you can take those legs and stretch them out. Pull them apart, you can pull them overhead. And when you're ready to relax, unwind onto your back. The legs are at a comfortable distance from one another. The arms at the sides with the palms up. The head is centered, chin tucked slightly, eyes closed. And my recommendation is to take the next few minutes to just let your body rest in stillness. Savasana.
All right, yogins, so I really hope you enjoyed that. Once again, thanks to my patrons and anyone who has contributed to help me continue making these videos available. Please comment, like, subscribe, and if there are any questions, absolutely let me know. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.